Hello everyone, my name is Eric and welcome to Spirit Talk. Welcome to another exciting episode of Messages from the Spirit World. Remember that if you want a personalized message, go to my Facebook page, like it, and send me a message with your full name, a recent face picture of you if you don't have one as your default as a Facebook profile, and let me know if you want a public response as in a video format or if you want it private through a message, and I will get you that personalized message for you. I apologize if I do sound a little bit weird, but I got sick during the weekend and I'm just getting my voice back, so I do sound a little bit off, but don't worry, I'm getting out of it, and I am here to do the Messages from the Spirit World today, and I hope you all enjoy. Let's get started. The very first thing that I see is sacrifice. We have to give up certain things, certain people, certain situations in order to get something better in return. If we don't get rid of these energies or of these situations, we will not be able to move on to the next step. And I can see that you have to do a lot of these things. You have to get rid of a lot of these things, whether it be people that you no longer need in your life, or whether it be situations that you are involved with that you know that you have to remove yourself from the situation, but for whatever reason you can't. That is one of the biggest things that is popping up in your life right now. I also see that you do want to resolve this conflicts, but for whatever reason you're not doing anything. You're just laying down, you're just staying still. You're not really doing much of anything. You're not taking action. You're just kind of going with the flow, and going with the flow is fine, but don't make it your life's goal, because then you will not go anywhere except for where everyone else pushes you to go. So it's time for you to stand up. It's time for you to take action. It's time for you to actually get rid of those people that you no longer need, or it's time for you to remove yourself from the situation that is causing you all of this harm. I also see that one of the main reasons you are this way is because of a recent heartbreak that you went through. Your heart is broken, you are suffering. Yes, we've all been through a heartbreak. We've all been through that pain, and it sucks. Really, it sucks, but we have to get over it because the other person is no longer there. It doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you convince yourself, the other person is not coming back, unless for whatever reason the other person does decide to come back. But as it is right now, the other person has already moved on. So it's time for you to do the same. It's time for you to start healing again, so you can actually move on towards the next step in your life. There has been a lot of celebrations that have been coming around you, or there has been a lot of invitations to celebrations, but you didn't have the energy to actually go out and celebrate. Your friends have tried to actually make you go out, but you didn't feel like it, and that's alright, because we all need that time to grieve through this loss. But you have to slowly start to go back into your old self, and you actually have to start going out with your friends and just having a good time, not for anybody else but for yourself. Because of this heartbreak that you've gone through, you've had to actually start questioning a lot of things about yourself. You thought that this other person was the one. You thought that the both of you were going to have a very long lasting relationship, probably for the rest of your lives, but that wasn't the case. In the past, you know that you've celebrated, you knew that you had a good time. There might have been engagements, there might have been a lot of really fun times, but all of that came to an end. Right now, you are in a point in your life where you need to transition from the past, from the present, into the future. You have to actually question yourself of what you want, of what you actually feel, and who you are looking for, and who you are. Because of this recent heartbreak, you have lost yourself. You did a lot of things that you knew, or you were telling yourself that you would never do, but you ended up doing them because of this other person, because you truly love the other person. So right now, it's time for you to find yourself again. It's time for you to invent yourself again. It's time for you to actually believe in yourself again. Right now, you are feeling like the victim. You feel that you have been defeated, and for a good reason, because of everything that you have gone through. And you have been keeping to yourself a lot, which is understandable, but at the same time, like I already said, you need to actually start letting people in to try and help you. You need to start going out with your friends, going out with people that you've always felt really comfortable with, and just being yourself. It's time to start reaching out to those people again, so they can start helping you move on and transition from your pain into a happier place. Right now, you feel like you are in an endless emotional storm that is just creating havoc and just wreaking chaos in your life. You don't know which way is up, you don't know which way is down, you don't know which way is right, which way is left, you don't know what's right, you don't know what's wrong, you don't know who's this, you don't know what's that. You pretty much have no idea of what you're doing. But don't worry, all of that is going to come to an end very, very, very soon. It's going to take you a little while to get to that point to where you are no longer hindered by anything that is going on right now, but you are going to be able to reach that point. Just be very careful of being too afraid, because you do tend to be afraid of the unknown or of what is coming into your life. Don't be afraid, and if a certain situation presents itself, don't be afraid of that situation, because everything happens for a reason. This fear that I'm talking about is not a fear that you can say that is concrete, as in you're afraid of snakes and there's a snake at the door, so therefore you cannot go out the door because the snake is there and you're afraid of snakes. This fear that I'm talking about, it's more of something that you have placed on yourself to either keep you in check or to prevent you from falling in love again or anything like that. It's an irrational fear that you have just placed on yourself, as in to keep yourself in check. That is something that you have to be very careful with. It is good because it helps us, because it protects us from certain things, from certain situations. But at the same time, if you are too protective of yourself because of this fear, you are going to miss in a lot of really wonderful opportunities that are going to be presented to you in your life. Something very, very important also is that this fear is going to create an illusion, is going to create the deceit that maybe there are more things going on than there really is. That is something that you have to work on, which is what I see, because it's going to come in handy. Not necessarily in handy, but it's going to come into play in the near future that is coming into your life. Certain things are going to come that are going to present themselves that you're going to start questioning whether the person is actually doing more or not telling you everything, or there's something else going on in this person's life, or something that they're just not telling you. That is a fear that you have developed because of everything that went through or everything that's going through right now in your life. So just be very, very, very careful not to let this fear actually develop into something more. Keep it in check, keep it low, try to move on from where you are now, because there's wonderful things that are coming into your life, especially after the storm is over. And there you have it, this week's episode of Messages from the Spirit World. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I didn't sound too weird, because like I said, I'm still sick. I'm going out of it, but hopefully by next week I will be 100% back to normal. Remember to always follow your heart, listen to your head, and take a chance. Bye.